PDP victory. The road now run, the journey rough. We foot strong and our skin tough. So many dots have been thrown at us. Real Spartans never give up. Yeah. The winds of change blowing your way. Bust off those chains. It's a brand new day. It's not a dream. It is for real. You have to believe. PDP victory. Yeah. PDP victory. Tobagonians are born fighters. Carry the genes of our ancestors. You change hands so many times, mama. To get your freedom, you have to fight back. I see the many scars upon your back. Wage war against the oppressor. I tell you, this is no football match. It's serious like Bellman and Riot. The winds of change blowing your way. Bust off those chains. It's a brand new day. It's not a dream. It is for real. You have to believe. PDP victory. Yeah. PDP victory. Your enemies you shall see no more. Tobagonians will live better off. Better opportunities for the poor. Victimization it will be no more. The winds of change blowing your way. Bust off those chains. It's a brand new day. It's not a dream. It is for real. The year of Jubilee. Tobago. PDP victory. Yeah. PDP victory. The wind blowing your way. Bust off those chains. A brand new day. It's not a dream. It is for real. Yeah. Day of Jubilee. PDP victory.
The following is a paid political broadcast.
PDP victory. The road now run, the journey rough. We foot strong and our skin tough. So many dots have been thrown at us. Real Spartans never give up. Yeah. The winds of change blowing your way. Bust off those chains.
It's been a long time.
It's a brand new
time
day.
since I've been able to grace you in one of these political meetings. The last time I stood before you in a political meeting would have been December 2021. Yes, when we asked for your vote and you gave us your vote. I know many of you all have been hurt to the heart and to the stomach and to the head. I myself have been hurt doubly worst. But tonight, Tobago, I'm asking you to wake up. Wake up from a sleep and slumber. Wake up from a lethargic position of indifference. Wake up tonight, Tobago. Tobago, tonight. Tonight, the lies must end tonight. They have lied to you. From generation to generation, they have lied to you. We are people who are bankrupt of the truth. And so tonight I want to go way back to our forefathers. I'm going back to the 1800s. The time when Tobago was faced with the curse by their colonial masters, that is the British. In 1876, mark that down, our British colonial masters placed a curse upon Tobago. We moved in less than 3 months from having full executive powers in the Tobago House of Assembly to having zero executive powers in the Tobago House of Assembly. This is the story. We will debunk the lies tonight, because tonight the lies must end.
We love here. We vote in PDP. The two
On May 1st, 1876, the workers on the Roxborough estate erupted against a corporal by the name of Belmana, and they forced the colonial powers to charge him with murder and to try him in the magistrate court as Roxborough. While at the magistrate court, the crowd gathered outside and they were crying blood for blood, skin for skin, because he had shot and killed a woman during a protest at the Roxborough estate. They were protesting for what people are protesting today: low wages, the trust system, where they trust this to get back that, and they will get back less than what they trust for. And the doctor visits were beyond their ability to pay. And so he shot the woman, Mary Jane Tom. She died, and the estate workers, they rise up and they say blood for blood. That magistrate at the Roxborough Magistrate Court refused to judge and try him for murder. And in an effort to delay his punishment for the capital offense, he said, let's take him to Scarborough High Court. At that time in 1876, Tobago had its own judicial system, distinct from Trinidad, distinct from Grenada, distinct from all other Caribbean nations. Tobago was independent, and Tobago had its own constitution, its own Tobago constitution. It was an island by itself, governed by the British. Though it was the white man controlling it, the plantocracy system had to be 21 years and over, hold how much lands to be voted upon to enter that. They had 14 representatives back then. Follow the story well. And as he moved to avoid punitive judgment upon Corporal Belmana, and he said, we're going to take him to Scarborough. As they got together and they put together the horse and carriage to carry him to Scarborough, the slaves snatched him. I should say the workers, who were descendants of slave and former slaves, they snatched Belmana and they beat him to the point of almost death. This inch of life in him. And something went up into their head, and they burned the courthouse, they burned the police station, they burned the plantation, and it spread like wildfire throughout the entire length and breadth of Tobago. From May 1st, 1876 to May 5th, 1876, Tobago was under the full control and the dominion of these workers. The executive powers in the THA could not have handled it. Mark that. The executive powers in the THA, they could not have handled it. And as a result, a ship that was traversing the corridors of Tobago to go to Grenada was informed by the colonial powers, go to Barbados and tell the British naval fleet there, that was their form of base where they would suppress any attacks, etc. And they went to Barbados and informed the British Navy, and they came to Tobago on May the 5th, and they used violence and aggression and death to suppress the struggle. Having done that, the Queen would have gone within 3 months of that date, and she repealed the executive powers from the Tobago House of Assembly. She went to the British Parliament and she said Tobago cannot be managed by the THA anymore. And as a result of that, I'm repealing the colonial powers. The powers was repealed from that day. And what we had in Tobago from around the month of August, September of 1876 was a crown colony. Mark me well, a crown colony THA, which means the Queen made every single decision regarding the laws, the taxes, and the payment in Tobago. No one was involved. They were just there at her behest. It's critical that we mark that point. Allow me to go one step further, because I say tonight, the lies must end tonight. The lies must end. I want you to wake up, Tobago. Understand your history. Understand why we are where we are. Tonight, I'm going to debunk the lies. I'm coming with the truth tonight. And I just stand to say to you, can't hear this on any other platform. because all they are concerned about is the presents, the gifts. That's what they're concerned about, and the present today. But to understand today, you must go back to the past. So Tobago,
yes, PDP all the way.
had
PDP
no more
must win.
election for Tobago House of Assembly representatives. The Queen appointed persons based on her gut feelings and whosoever they like and they don't like, all white people. We the planters continue to struggle for our rights. Things begin to go down and they begin to sink Tobago further. Tobago was good with sugar cane. All of a sudden, the economy began to fall through. Those who own land begin to leave the land and go back to England and go elsewhere, and the land remain Crown Colony land. Many land today in Tobago remain Crown Colony lands. You think you own land? Many lands in Tobago remain under the Crown Colony name. That's the truth. This is why the lands in Tobago has never been sorted out by Trinidad, because they are afraid to take the bull by its horn. We are a republic nation, but they continue to leave the lands dwindling in Massa's name. They're afraid, because to do that is to take on the colonial empire, the British colonial empire. Let me go deeper. And so after years of a failing economy, the Queen then went to the Parliament again and asked the Parliament to create an act called Tobago, Trinidad and Tobago Act. Look for that act. It's about a few years after that, they created the Trinidad and Tobago Act. The act was to unite the both countries as one for the very first time. Unite them as one. And having done that, the Queen then told them the details of the Trinidad and Tobago relationship will be worked out by her in council. Yes, she wanted to work on that privately. There's no other island in the Caribbean that have done that for or done that to. But watch this, follow me now. You understand who we are and what we are. When she did that, the British Parliament in England would have voted to bring the colony of Tobago and the colony of Trinidad together. The document, the legal document will say, and I'll show it on the screen, where the Queen reported that the colony of Tobago requested and the colony of Trinidad accepted the union. But back then there was no Tobago House of Assembly. There was what we call a puppet colony managed by the Queen, our British Empire. Yes, our British Empire. And so when the Queen said that, the Queen lied on the people of Tobago. The people of Tobago did not desire to be with the people of Trinidad. We did not desire. But the Queen said yes, they desire it, and she consented, because Tobago was Crown Colony and Trinidad was Crown Colony, both being ruled by the Queen. And whatever she desired was effected in those places. That act is 1887. That act is 1887. Mark that down. That act was Trinidad and Tobago, one colony. But there was a caveat. There was an escape clause that allowed the Queen to determine the terms and conditions later on. And so in 1889, the Queen got together and she created those terms and conditions. So in 1899, Tobago officially became a ward of Trinidad. That was the low and unbecoming terms the Queen established for the people of Tobago. Watch me, folks. Listen to me now. In 1899, Trinidad began to view Tobago as a ward, because in that year it was effected in law that Tobago became a ward of Trinidad, a dependent on Trinidad. And from since 1899 to present, we have been a ward. Even though we have a Tobago House of Assembly, we are still a ward of Trinidad, a paraplegic. That relationship was never done with the consent of Tobago. It was done against our consent. They took the treasury, they removed our Chief Justice, they removed the powers of making laws in Tobago and placed all of it in Trinidad. At that time, 1899, Trinidad was still under Crown Colony rule. Understand that the rule of the Queen, whatsoever she desired, was effected. At that time, Trinidad still had a unicameral system, a one-chamber house. There was no upper and lower house. However, prior to that, Tobago had a bicameral system, an upper house and a lower house. Tobago had a more sophisticated form of government long before Trinidad. Trinidad only had a bicameral system in 1961. However, in 1769, Tobago had a bicameral system, a lower house and a upper house. Trinidad only had electoral politics, I mean elective politics, voting for their representative. Yeah, they only had that in 1947. However, Tobago had electoral politics.
We have to win.
In
We must win.
1769, people voted for the assembly persons. So by all means, Tobago was in a higher political position than Trinidad. Long before Trinidad. How come? Now, Tobago is subservient to Trinidad. It is because the law the Queen passed, that law has not been repealed as yet. It still exists. 1899, it took effect, where we in Tobago are a ward to Trinidad. So anything we want, we must come begging, pretty please, can you allow me to have this? Can you allow me to have this? They say we are in charge. In the 1996 Act 40, Tobago House of Assembly Act, that we are in charge of some 33 areas, but no, we are not in charge. There's a caveat in the Tobago House of Assembly that says everything we do is subjected to the wishes of cabinet. As if cabinet makes a policy that wrong counters to Tobago, we must bow and subject ourselves to Trinidad policy. This is what we are on. My colleagues in the dead blue, they cannot explain that to you. And my colleagues in the blood red, they cannot explain that to you. They want you to be blind. You must only see what is before you, the present and the future. But there can be no future without the past. Let me go way back, people. Let me go way back. Before 1814, when the British took full control of Tobago by a Treaty of Paris, where the French relinquished all of its hold on Tobago and gave Tobago fully to the British, 1814. Before that, Tobago is the only Caribbean island that changed hands 33 times. Mark that. Let me go a step further. There are over 700 islands in the Caribbean. 700 islands in the Caribbean. It is divided into the Greater Antilles, the bigger islands, Cuba, Jamaica, etc., etc., Puerto Rico, the Greater Antilles, and the Lesser Antilles. The Lesser Antilles is divided into the Windward Island and the Leeward Island. Let me go deeper. Tobago is the only island that changed hands 33 times. And not just that, we are the only island that had so many European powers fighting for us. Tobago, wake up. Let us end the lies tonight. Wake up, Tobago. Understand me. The only country that came close to us is St. Lucia. St. Lucia changed hands 14 times. 14 times. And it was only the British and the French that was interested in fighting for St. Lucia. The next island that changed hands many times is Nevis. Nevis changed hands 10 times based on my record and my information. French and British. But Tobago changed hands 33 times. Some 19 times more than its second counterpart, St. Lucia. Why is that? Why? And who fought for Tobago? The British, the French, the Spanish, the Dutch, and the Colanders. That's 5 different European powers. Why? Tobago's strategic location to South America and other larger colonial entities. Tobago, rich richness of the land. When they came and they saw the land, rich for planting cotton, sugar cane, this and that. As a matter of fact, the cane planted in Tobago was so sweet and so desirable, and it made the farmers here rich. At one time in England, there was a byword used, rich as a Tobago sugarcane planter. That's how they describe richness. Rich as a Tobago sugarcane planter. But when it became distasteful, when it became sick to associate with Tobago, because of the Belmana riots, because of the uprising, we couldn't take any more. When we stood up and we fought back and we seized the island, yes, we had the only successful revolution after Haiti. We had the only successful revolution. However, they didn't allow us to take position of power. They step in and they kill some, they brutalize some, jail some and try some, and repeal the responsibility of making decisions and passing laws from the Tobago House of Assembly. Tonight, I've told you a lot, but I've not told you about the lies they have fed us. Tobago was not a natural fit for Trinidad. They forced us to be with Trinidad. And when they gave Tobago independence, they told the PNM, who was in charge then, you cannot set Tobago free. Tobago must remain a ward to be controlled, because the people of Tobago, they are natural born fighters. As I look around in the House of Assembly and I see those that are wearing the devilish red and the dead blue, when I look at them, I recognize they are babies. They are popcorn. They are not serious about leadership. And I wonder from which direction they came. If they were the rebels that came to Tobago and stood up and fight, whether their forefathers were involved in defending Tobago's right to life, or they were the pussycat that was hiding under the chair that the Queen asks, pussycat, pussycat, where have you been? He said, I've been to London to visit the Queen. Is it that these people who are occupied with high life, are they fitting to govern Tobago?
Is it? We have to take Tobago.
Tonight,
we want the 2 seats.
Tobago. Tonight. We have to take this message seriously. Tonight, I'm saying to you that we have to seize control of Tobago. But this time, we must do it the right way. A vote for PDP is a vote for your ancestors. I am carrying the spirit of the ancestors with me. That fight. Those who refuse to come to Tobago and prefer to die in the sea. Those who refuse to be enslaved and prefer to run away. Those who stood up on the May 1st, 1876 and fought back against a cruel and oppressive system. Those who refuse to say yes to Trinidad dominance. Stand with me tonight. Stand with me tonight as we debunk the lies, as we say, Tobago, wake up. Tobago, wake up. Stand with me tonight, Tobago. I want you to stand wherever you are in your chair. Stand up with me tonight. Stand up with Watson Solomon Duke tonight. I know what it is to be knocked down. I know what it is to lose. I know what it is to be in a position of nothingness. But I know what it is to fight from the dark to see the light. And so tonight, I call upon you wherever you are to share this message. We will be spending an entire week here. Yes, tonight, Sunday, the 22nd of September, we will be spending an entire week here going through history, present, and the past. No bakana, no kankatang. Our message tomorrow will be from pennies to power. Why Tobago must take back its wealth. And I will explain to you, from pennies to power, why Tobago must take back its wealth. That's Monday night message. Tuesday night, the message for Tuesday night is broken promises, empty pockets, building Tobago's real economy. And as you come with me every night, I'll give you the messages for the upcoming night. I want to thank you tonight. And the PDP is back because Tobago must win. AhWe Haffuh win. AhWe Haffuh win. Must win. I thank you.
PDP victory. The road now run, the journey rough. We foot strong and our skin tough. So many that have been shown at us. Real Spartans never give up. Yeah. The winds of change It's a brand new day. It's not a dream. It is for real. Day of Jubilee. PDP victory. Yeah. PDP victory.
The following was a paid political broadcast.
I see the many scars upon your back. Wage war against the oppressor. I tell you this is no football match. It's serious like Bellman and Riot. The winds of change blowing your way. Bust off those chains. It's a brand new day. It's not a dream. It is